Welcome to episode 2, My Meds, My Business. I'm Amber,
And I'm Tay.
and this is the Mood Swing Chronicles. So, we talk about medication. Tell me, what works for you? What didn't work for you? What's your holy grail of medications for you?
Right now, Wellbutrin. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I also take Lexapro. I can tell when I don't take my Wellbutrin though, because then I'm tired. I have really low energy. You can also hear it in my voice. I'm more irritated.
Right.
But Wellbutrin, like nothing matters. Somebody could literally pour something on me, and I'm like, okay, go find my dad. And if that happens outside of that, it'll be a different issue.
Different story.
But yeah, Wellbutrin. What about you?
Not Wellbutrin. 100% no. All right. And I tried it. I tried different doses. I'm just like, I'm not seeing it.
Mm.
So I'm actually still in the midst of trying different medications to see what works for me. Because I have a layering diagnosis, and I'll quickly mention, like I have bipolar 2 disorder. I also apparently have borderline personality disorder. I have a hint of OCD and ADHD inattentive. So I have what I call an alphabet soup diagnosis.
Right.
So it takes a little bit more for me to figure out what works because there's so many different things that it has to work for.
Right.
When I first started, I tried Lexapro, it worked for a little bit, then it stopped working. I've tried different type of medications. Again, the Wellbutrin, who I know works well for a lot of people, and it also is supposed to help with ADHD, but it just didn't work for me. So how you have that experience of if I don't take it, I know how I feel when I don't take it, and I can tell. I didn't. I can go 3 days without taking it and not feel any different. And that's the hard part for me. Medication is just hard in general, even pain meds and stuff like this. It's always hard for me in general. Because my body just doesn't absorb it, I guess, the way normal people's body does. So I need higher doses and I need stronger medications. My holy grail of medications was lithium, which I know a lot of people are like, sheesh, lithium, that's a real, that's strong. It was what worked best for me. But it's an old school drug, and because you don't want your lithium levels to be too high,
you can't take it.
I can take it, but I have to do a lot of blood work. All right, to make sure that my levels aren't going too high, because then that can have opposite effects and different side effects from that. Right. But I felt so much better when I was on lithium. Now the thing of feeling so much better for me, when I feel on top of the world and I'm like, I'm healed, I stopped taking it. I'm like, I don't need this. I'm not about to take 3 different pills a day. I don't need it. I'm gonna stop. Knowing that the only reason I feel better and I am doing better
is because I'm taking
is
this
because of my medication. And I'll never forget again when I got out. If you listen to episode 1, when I got out the hospital, I was on so many different medications. I was like a zombie though. Like by the time my birthday came, I couldn't smile. Like I had no emotion.
Looking back now, going through the pictures from your birthday that year, if you really look at the picture, you really can tell you really not. You're just there.
I was out of it.
Just like there.
My mom had to force me to eat. I'm eating grapes. She like, please just eat. Because of all the medication I was on. And again, I was on lithium, which is really strong. And it's not just a low dose. Like my doses have to be a little higher. So I take clonidine now. And honestly, I forget a lot. So, what's that do? I have no idea what it does. But my doctor does. And we're going to try it out. So I take clonidine. I take Latuda.
Oh, that's something else.
And my newest one is Strattera that I take. And that's supposed to also help with my ADHD. So my dose is going up on that because it's helping a little bit, taking the edge off a little bit, but not to where I need it to feel good, right? Not to where I need it to it's working. Because again, on the flip side, if I feel like my medication isn't working,
you're not going to take it.
I'm not taking it because what am I putting into my body for? Right? Like I need it to have a purpose. So for me, it's like I'm still trying to figure that out. I wish, and I really pushed Wellbutrin because I remember you were like, "Oh my gosh, I love it. It helps with this, and that." And it took about 2 to 3 doctors to even prescribe it just for it not to work.
Yeah, I was really heartbroken for you when it didn't work. I'm like, dang, I'll just be.
Tay should be like
feeling good, and you was on it for what, a month or 2?
A month and a half or so. Went up a dose, still didn't work. And so we just switched it because again, by month 2 and increase in dose, if it's really not working, you probably do need something else. Right. But I always tell them lithium work best for me. So trying to find things within that realm that aren't as strong, I guess, because every time I mention it, they're like, lithium, that's something serious. And I'm like, yeah, but I may have to go back to it because it's what worked. And I just got to remember to get my blood work done, which is the part that I always don't do, which is why I stopped it. But I need to know something's working for me.
Right.
And none of my medications make me any more chipper. When I first started my Strattera, that's when we were in Atlanta for the One Music Fest, and it actually made me more irritated.
Oh, yes. And that's another side effect of medication that doctors don't tell you. Some medications really do make you irritated. Yeah. And she was just about to go off about everything. But the girl behind you pushing you, I can see that.
It was a lot. Like, people was walking a little too close.
They was too close. Stepping on a blanket. Like, just, it was the smoking for me. It was the smoking for me. And I don't have a problem with people smoking. But if you see a group of people to the left all smoking, why would you come over here and then start blowing it in my face? I caught a contact high 6 times in maybe 6 hours. But it was really the older lady with the Dora Wale said. She smoked 3 blunts back to back, and I'm just looking. I'm zoned out, eating my sandwiches, zoned out. Didn't realize Wale was right there.
Right, he was so close.
He was so close.
And I didn't see him because I just be out of it. But again, so for me, that didn't irritate me. What irritated me was our Jamaican patties.
Oh, yes. I do remember that. You were so mad that the chicken patties kept taking forever. And I'm up there having the time of my life. This
vibing out.
All the music. And it's raining.
Tasha vibing out. And I'm tapping. And I'm like, they're like, 10 more minutes. 15 more minutes. 5 more minutes. It's just not browning. We're waiting for it to brown. I want us to be like, just give me the chicken patty.
It's not, and looking back, it's not going to brown. You have this, I'm going to call it, it's a microwave oven. And it's raining. That's why it's not working. But
why wasn't it under the tent? And I just like, I'm just getting aggravated over and over and over again. And Tasha looking at me, I'm like, stop being so happy.
I'm just over. Like, they were playing all the like old school, not the old school, but middle school music that we like. The music we listened to. It was great. It was great, and I was just having a ball.
And I should have been able. And that's the thing for me. Like, Tasha took her medication that day, right? The day before, when all the smoke was in her face, she didn't. Yeah. Right? She's getting irritated. The next day, and we both had our medication. Tasha is just vibing out, and I'm just getting more and more irritated as the time is going on. Also, at that point, I was sick from the day before because it was freezing cold. Then that day it started raining. So now I'm not feeling well. And all I want is my 2 chicken patties. I want my curry chicken patties. And we waited like 45 minutes just for them to be super soupy and still not brown.
It's still not brown. As soon as the rain hit it, I couldn't even finish mine.
I finished it when we got to the hotel. And it was good. But it just was like, I just did all that. And then eventually the DJ was like, and y'all still over there waiting for food? And he playing music. And I'm like,
he did that on purpose.
He saw us because he knew we had ponchos on. Tasha had this really bright orange. I had a really bright pink one on. So you know it's us. Mm-hmm. It's not even like you don't even trying to be subtle. Like,
he knew what he was doing.
And Tasha like, he talking about us and she's still vibing. And I'm like, I just want the chicken patties. All right. And so little things like that, and I'm like, it's gotten better though. My irritation has gotten so much better. So I'm like, okay, so we can go up one of those. But it's still just not making me feel good. Like, I don't need to feel numb. Right. I want to be able to feel, because the first medications I was on, I just felt numb.
Right.
And a lot of them will do that, especially if you're on so many. Mm-hmm. And if you feel that way, switch something. Like, you should not feel like that. You should feel something. But I'm like, I don't feel anything. So I try to remind myself, like, to take it, because you have to take it for a period of time in order for it to work. Right. Because I'm in a week, I don't feel anything different.
You be stopping. Like, you have to. My therapist said you have to take it at least for 2 months.
And that's just, it's so long to not feel a difference, right? Like, if I take medicine because I'm sick, I need to feel better in 2-3 days. If I have to take medicine for 2 weeks if I'm sick just to feel better, it's not working. All right. So for me, but, you know, I also have to remember I'm very impatient. And you're rewiring your brain.
Every time you stop.
Right. And every time you start something different. And your brain and your body is having to get used to it. So I'm having to be like, okay, it's not that it's not working, but it's different things that are having to fix itself inside in order for it to work. And I just don't have the patience for it. And I just recently, I think earlier this year, restarted like my medication again because it took me so long to find a new psychiatrist and find one that I like.
That's the hardest part too. Find one that you like and one that's going to listen to you, right? And not just shove a bunch of drugs
exactly
in your face.
Because when I first got out of the hospital, that's what they did. I was on so much. I had a huge pill case, like for morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, night. 4 different things. I had 3 out of the 4 had medications in it. I had my morning, my early afternoon, my night medications. And of course, my mom's scared at the time, so she's holding on to the medication. Yeah. She's like, I'm watching you take this medication.
I don't blame her.
Is it time? I'm like, and even a little after that, she like, nope, give me the thing. Like, all my medication was in her room. In order for me to refill it, I had to be like, Mom, I need to refill my medication.
She was not playing no games.
She would sit there with me and let me like refill it, take it all back. I would have only what I needed, right? And I get it. I 100% get it. But I'm like, I'm 25. Like, I can take my medication by myself. Like, no. And she like, no, because we're not about to have
a part 2.
Right. Or what just happened. All right. So that honestly, though, it not scared me, but even now, like, that's part of the reason. If I was on so many medications, if it's not working, I'm not taking it. Right. So we're going to have to find something that's working or I'm going to stop taking it. But, that's also why I go to therapy. So my therapist, hey, have you talked to your psychiatrist? Which one are you going now? She'll keep up with me, like, keep me on track. Like, are you taking it? I have alarms and things set on my phone to be like, take your medication. And because if I didn't, I wouldn't take it. Because again, it's not really doing anything, but it's only been a month. Right. So I'm like, okay, let's keep going. I'm probably going to have him still switch it. And I want to go back to my lithium. Because I'm like, at least it works.
At least it works, yeah. Just get the blood work, figure out what works for you instead of trying to all these different
set my appointment, set my alarm, put them in my calendar, and just stick to it. Because part of your caring about your mental health is caring about your physical body. Right? So it's like, if I'm trying to focus on my mental health and do what I need to do and have my medications how I need them, I need to take care of my body. And that means going to get my blood work done just in case something is wrong. Right? And anybody that knows me, I'm going to say, you always got something wrong. Mind your business, for one. But yes, I do. Right? So I go to a lot of doctor's appointments. I have a doctor from head to toe. All right? Literally head to toe. Not even lying. Right? So I'm always having to get blood work taken or always in a doctor's office. So eventually it does get a little annoying. Right. But I have to care about myself a little more now to be like, if this is what's working, this is what you have to do. And so we'll see in the next month and a half how this medicine and the new higher dose works and if it's actually helping. But if not, I'm
gonna switch.
I'm gonna suggest switching back and see, because some doctors really, every doctor is different. And when I tried to get all my doctors, I tried to find Black women doctors because I feel like they listen a little more. But my last psychiatrist, who was a Black woman,
she didn't.
I had to switch it because I'm asking you questions and I'm saying, well, my therapist did this and she says this, so she told me to speak to you about it. And she's like, well, if she said it, then okay. And I'm like, so what can I do about it? Like,
she didn't really care too much.
No. And she kind of just was like, okay. And she was very dismissive. And again, I wanted to start the Wellbutrin. She's like, no reason, just no. And put me on other stuff. And I'm like, this is not working. It's not going to work. Can I at least try this just because I've heard stories that it worked well, right? And again, it didn't work for me, but like, you didn't even let me try it. Yeah, you're giving me all this other stuff that's not doing anything. So the psychiatrist I had after her, she was amazing. I'm really, really heartbroken. And again, I don't know if this really is the bipolar disorder or the BPD or what. I take, it's the borderline personality disorder. I take abandonment very, like when people leave, I take it very, very harshly. And so she sends an email, I'm leaving the practice, I don't know if she went to another place or what, but she left. And I cried.
Oh, yeah, I remember that there.
I legit cried because I'm like, I finally found a psychiatrist who is listening to me, who, if I say it's not working, they're asking why. When I first got to her, she did a whole diagnosis. She's the one that told me that I have OCD. She's the one that told me I have borderline personality disorder. She's the one that's like, okay, you have a mix of things. We got to figure out what's going to work for them all. Right? And then you left. I had 2 appointments with her.
Oh, she left.
I cried. That last appointment, I was like, she was like, how you doing? I said, I'm sad because you're leaving. And she's like, I know. And that was my last appointment with her. And she was like, I'm going to fill your medicine though. So like, until it can help until you find another one. So the one I have now is a black male.
You like him?
He's okay. He listens enough. But the lady I had before, she just like, you felt like she cared. And that's what I liked, and that's what I need, because if I feel like you don't care about my well-being and what I'm going through and what I need, you're just like, okay, is it working?
Right.
Yes, really no, okay, cool. We'll go up with those. But like, she asked how I was doing. You know, she can tell if something was wrong. How is this going? How do you feel like in this? And
because you really create a bond with your doctors,
right?
You really do. Because like my therapist is a black male, but my other doctor, she's a black female, and she can tell this something off. She's like, okay, we manic. What we have we been doing?
Right.
And she also, I don't know if they're in the same practice, but she does communicate with my therapist. So if I tell him something and I'm in a session with her, I'm not mentioning. She's like, well, you told him this, so let's discuss this. So she stays on top of me too. But I have also known my therapist. I've been with him for over 4 years, and with her, we just 4 years November earlier this month. 4 years. I've been with the same doctor. So
right, and so that for me is like, my therapist cares. Like, I cancel my appointment because I get in this mood. I don't feel like talking, and I ain't feel like talking.
She'll call you,
and I canceled it. And she texted me like, "Hey, we were supposed to have a session today, but I said you're not booked till the 21st. Do you need to see me this week?" I'm like, "No, I'm just not feeling well. I'm just recovering." When I see her again, she was like, "Why did you cancel?" I ain't feel like talking. And for an hour, that's a long time. I was sick. That was the week I was sick, and I just was like, I just didn't feel like talking. And so I just canceled it. And that's one thing I would do. I will cancel. But that, when I go through, they got a 48-hour window. If you don't cancel within 48 hours, they charge you like $150. So sometimes, if I forget, I got to grin and bear and be like, can we do 30 minutes? Because that's all I got in me. All right? And she'll see how I go and how the session goes. And sometimes it will last a full hour, or sometimes we'll just do the 30 minutes.
Right.
But she cares, right? She can tell. That's why I'm talking. I'm giddy. She's like, I think you have an episode, right? Like, are you taking your medication? Have you talked to a psychiatrist? When's your next meeting? But if I don't have that with my doctors, it's like,
yeah, I'm not going to want to take my medication.
I'm not going to,
because those are the doctors that prescribe us the medication anyway. Right. We can talk to our therapist all the time. They can't give us any medicine.
It's the psychiatrist. And so she looks things up too. If I'm like, okay, I started this, she's like, okay, let me look this up. Okay, here are some side effects, or this is what it's supposed to help with, you know, and we'll talk about it. She'll be like, do you feel like it's helping? And she'll say, okay, well, if that's not helping, maybe we can suggest to your psychiatrist trying this medication. Like, they say, like, you can do this or that. Because, again, I have about 4 different diagnoses that I have to try to find a medication that helps with it. So I need medicine that helps me focus. I need one that keeps me more level and that I'm not going too high or too low. I need ones that I'm not about to get emotional and start bursting out in tears over the smallest little thing. Right? Because me having a loss, again, I met with that psychiatrist twice. And I don't want to say I felt like she abandoned me, but her leaving did not sit well with me. Because if I build a connection with you, when you leave, it's like I'm losing everything. And I have to start all over. It's like that with friends, relationships, anything. So Tasha stuck with me because where's she going without me? Because that's definitely not happening again. Right?
Yeah.
But it really does hurt. And that stems from some childhood issues that we'll talk about in another episode. Right? But that's where that stems from. And now understanding that, it makes so much sense now. But now I'm like, okay, I need to find a medicine that helps. And what's going to help. And I haven't feel like I found it yet. And it's a little frustrating. And I'm glad, like, your Wellbutrin works. Like, you didn't have to go through as many trials and errors.
No, not with that one.
I did. Right?
Not with that one.
We call it my pharmacy. I have a drawer.
Yeah, it's full of medicine. Mine's in my closet.
And we call it my pharmacy. And I'm like, okay, well, I've tried this. That didn't work. And doctors are asked, like, well, what have you tried? And I'm like, give me 1 second. Let me go check.
Check up, like, pull up the list.
And I'm like, this list go back years. Right? My first mental health diagnosis was in 2013. So, and I was when we were in Jersey. I don't have that list anymore. But I remember some medications that didn't work. Like Lexapro didn't really work for me. Abilify didn't really work for me.
Yeah, that didn't work for me either.
Because, again, they're just like, oh, anxiety, depression.
No, like, you also need a mood stabilizer, too.
But at that point, they didn't know. Right? So they don't know that I need the mood stabilizer. And honestly, antipsychotics work best for me. And again, that makes me feel a little crazy because it's called antipsychotics. But every medication is like, oh yeah, this is good for schizophrenia. And I'm like, well, I don't have that. And they're like, yeah, but if this worked for you, then that'll work for you. And I'm like, okay. And unfortunately, that is the medication that works. But fortunately enough, I know that. So we try to find things within those realms,
Right.
you know, and I'm going to keep going with my medication. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to keep going. But if it doesn't work, and that's why I've learned to like advocate for myself too.
Yes.
Because I will just sit there and suffer in silence.
Which is crazy to me. Because on the outside looking in, people assume like you're very vocal.
Yeah.
But it's really the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak up. It's not working.
Yeah. Tayshia's going to speak up. I'm going to sit there like, it's okay. Maybe it just hasn't worked yet.
It's not working. I need something else.
Yeah. But now I'm like that. Like, I'm not feeling any different. Right? And I'm hoping that I do feel different soon. Like, I took it today. Okay. Like, you know, I'm always just like, well, what are the side effects? What should I be feeling like? And that's why I have to ask, like, well, what do I feel like? Because it's also, maybe I'm not supposed to feel different, but it's like, I know if I don't have an episode, then it's working. So, like, am I supposed to feel anything? Some medications make you a little more aware and alert. But because of that, right, from my ADHD, I need a stimulant because I have the inattentive side. So I need a side that perks me up, that focuses. But because of my bipolar disorder, I can't because it'll send me into a hypomanic episode. Right? So it's so many factors that's also playing against each other. And I still haven't found it. Like I said, most medications just don't make me feel any different. And that might be a good thing. But I need to feel perky.
You want to feel perky?
I have to, because then I'm just like, blah. Like, I want to be able to feel like you feel when you don't take your medication. Even though it sucks because then the downside of not taking it, you feel it automatically.
You feel it automatic. I be tired. I don't want to get out of my bed. I don't want to do anything. But
it works.
It works. But then it's like when I don't take it, I feel crazy.
But then you know to take it. Because then you can feel, you automatically, I'll talk to you, be like, yeah, I ain't take my medication today. Let me go take that. Right? That's what I want to feel. I want to be like, oh, yeah, something feels off.
It's like, sooner I was like, yeah, let me take this before I go off.
Yeah. And I don't want to be going off on people. I'm more calm in that sense, though, where I'm not going to go off probably anyway, so it's not going to matter.
My parents are... My mom is a retired crash out. My father, still very much active, so... I'm a crash
He's
out.
gotten better.
He really has gotten way better. He's more patient. And I really think with me taking the medication, it brought me and my father actually closer.
Right.
So he's always on, do you take your medicine? Do I need to pick up your medicine? Do you get your medicine delivered? Did you go to your therapy appointment? Did you talk to your doctor? Like, so he's very on top.
Because now y'all not crashing out on each other.
Yeah. Just crashing out on other people together.
Yeah.
Bonding.
Together, bonding. Yeah. And that's what I need. Again, not to crash out, but because I'm not a crash out. I'm really good at not doing that, actually. Tayshia's getting there. But I definitely do much better on that. But I need my medication to work. I need to feel like it's working. And to anybody listening, again, like we said in the first episode, and we'll say in every episode, we are not licensed professionals.
Not at all.
We are not here to give you any advice on how to live your life. We're just telling our story, what works for us and how it works or what doesn't work. But if you do feel like something's not working and you are seeing somebody, speak up for yourself. Ask questions. Right? That's something I really had to learn. And honestly, after being diagnosed is when I learned to speak up for myself. Because again, I will suffer in silence until I am like nothing else. Right? I'm sitting here crying and now I'm miserable because I'm scared to speak up because I don't like confrontation. But speaking up doesn't always mean confrontation.
Yes, it means communication.
It just
you
means
gotta learn the difference, communication and confrontation.
Right. But I guess for me, like always trying to communicate used to turn into arguments. Right? Okay. Used to turn into bickering matches. And so it's like, and I'm not going to do that. My anxiety going to increase. But now I know, like, I can just, to my doctors, like, it's not
you should be able to talk to your doctor.
Right. So I'm just, okay, it's not working.
What's next?
And that's what I like. Okay, this is not working. Well, what's not working? I don't feel any different. And that's really my big thing. That and weight gain.
Oh, yes.
I don't need to gain any more weight. And that's the first thing I always ask for any medication. Is weight gain one of the side effects?
And it's always going to be with the antidepressant.
Yeah. I don't want it. right, I struggle enough with my weight, because then if my weight goes up, my mental health is going down, and it's not going to work. So I'm like, if this is a major side effect, I don't want it. And you're right, a lot of antidepressants, it is. And don't put me on it. We're going to have to find something else. And I actually prefer the medicine that lowers your appetite, which the Wellbutrin did not for me either.
Oh, yes, Wellbutrin is a weight loss medicine, especially it's a higher dose. But it's a downside, because sometimes with that, and if I drink a Celsius, I'm not eating.
Because I'll turn to stay out the Celsius.
Cracking again. I love it. But imagine, and then that's an energy drink with the Wellbutrin. Right. Whole different person.
Just a major pick-me-up all around.
Yes, but I like the medications that I still have an appetite. I don't want to be like that, going 24 hours without eating.
Right.
Which I have done. 48 hours, actually.
Yes. Which we won't do again.
No, we learned that lesson.
And I do make sure. And again, like, we hold each other accountable with a lot of things. So I'm like, Tasha, did you eat today? Like, she'll tell me, okay, I think I'm going to do some overtime. What do these hours sound like? And I'm like, we said we're not doing this again. All right. Tasha asked me, did you take your medicine today? Yeah. Right. Just had something recently happen. And Tasha's like, well, what is borderline personality disorder? And I read it to her, and she's like, don't let the situation affect you. Right. She's like, we're not doing this. We're not going to, put ourselves in that. We're going to keep ourselves up. It's okay. Like, people leave, right? Things happen. And that's one thing I really value about our friendship, and our friendship, what we talked about in another episode as well, is we hold each other accountable, right? If she's wrong, or I'm wrong, or I'm not doing something right, or I should be doing something different, or she don't take her medication and I don't, we're going to tell each other. We're going to hold each other accountable. Or she feel like crashing out, I'm like, Tasha, what would Amber do?
And 9 times out of 10, I'm not listening to what Amber do.
But
I'll take it.
My job.
Right, I would take it into consideration.
Yeah.
But lately I have.
See?
I haven't been crashing out.
How's that been going for you? Good.
I should crash out.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. I'm about to say, like, it causes other people to crash out when I'm very calm. It's like, okay, so now they're crashing. I'm like, oh, so that's what I look like to someone else. So
crazy. But in certain situations, I do give it a green light. I'm like, nah, that's valid.
It's valid. Like, it's valid. The more recent situations have been valid.
Yeah.
Where I really haven't been crashing out. So,
but again, that's triggers.
Yes.
And that's why I always say, like, we got to learn our triggers. And I remember telling you, like, learn your triggers. Because, and I say that's your trigger. You got to stay away from them. And that was a big part of the reason why we ended up moving in together.
Oh, yes.
Because of triggers.
For the triggers and
just safe environments that we got to put ourselves in, so that we don't become unsafe for ourselves and other people. Especially when you had your newborn, right? You got to be in an area, in a situation that's going to not make me do
crazy things.
Put
myself at risk.
Keep flying, right. And just doing stuff. So always protect yourself.
And take your medication.
So on that note, all right, choose yourself. Whether that's medication or not, if that is not your thing, don't do it, right? Find something that does work for you, though. And that's all we want to say, right? If medication is what works best for you, keep on taking it. Right. And don't let anybody else tell you. But if it's not, and your body doesn't feel right, you don't like how it's working, find something that works. Just make sure it's healthy. And make sure it's working, and talk to somebody about it. So if you don't want to take medication, make sure you have a therapist or somebody that you can talk to in confidence that doesn't trigger you, that can actually help bring you down, right? And things like that. Because taking medication doesn't mean we're broken, right? It doesn't mean that we're less than others or people are better than us because they can survive off no medication. Right. That's not what that means, right? We just need to do what's best for us. And taking steps towards your mental health and your mental wellness is a brave step. Right, because a lot of people are suffering in silence. Right. And we both had to figure out we're not going to do that anymore. Right. So we're going to do what works for us. We're going to do what helps. All right. Yeah. We're going to take our medication.
Yes, I took mine for that.
We're going to protect our peace.
Always.
Okay. Thank y'all for joining us on episode 2 of the Mood Swing Chronicles. Make sure you tune in next week because we have a special guest coming. Her name is Kayla. She is the owner and founder of TL Thrive Mental Health Apparel. She's amazing. We cannot wait for you to meet her and tell her story. We'll be talking about mental health in the Black community and the stigma around that. Growing up, how we,
especially if you grew up in the church,
right, survived our traumas with that and not talking about it and keeping everything in and people not believing us, or certain things like that. That's what we're going to talk about next week, and she has a great story to tell. So please, please, please don't miss that episode when we talk to Kayla. Until next time, take your meds, mind your business, and protect your peace. Thank you for tuning in.